Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Of course, my name is Blitzwinger, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back to, of course, another episode of Blitzvillage. I do apologize about the fact that today's episode is a little bit later than usual. I am sorry about that, but I was obviously very busy in the first half of the day because, of course, it was Mother's Day. So with that in mind, of course, I do want to wish all of you guys, maybe some mothers are watching this, so happy Mother's Day to you, or maybe belated Mother's Day at this point, but additionally to that, of course, don't forget, guys, to wish your mothers happy birthday. So with that in mind, of course, before we get cracking with our build of the day, as always, I'm going to give you guys a shout out, get you guys featured on today's episode. Well, then again, I get you guys featured on every episode. So with that in mind, of course, if you want to be featured on next week's episode, please don't forget to tweet at me your submissions. It is on twitter.com/Blitzwinger. And when you're tweeting at Blitzwinger, you will then potentially be entered to be featured for next week. So our first entry comes to us from Eden R, who submits a Canadian flag. Oh, Canada, our home and native. Well, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but nonetheless, of course, I love Canada. That was an awesome submission. Thank you so very much for an amazing build there of the Canadian flag. So thank you very much, Eden. That is some really handy work. Next up after that, we have Adam Proud. Very cool last name. I like that. Adam, are you proud? Indeed I am. That's cool. And he built a Grand Central train station, which is awesome, of course. It looks absolutely phenomenal. I love how we've got the spelled out Grand Central on both sides. That's really cool. It's kind of like a wraparound type design. Very well done. Awesome sauce and good handy work on your part. And then last but certainly not least, of course, we have Jordan H., who sends in a Blitzbot, and it's a very unique one at that. I think that you did a pretty good job in terms of just making him almost like a pixel art Blitzbot, which is really sweet. So well done on you, sir. That was some pretty awesome work. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, of course, let's get cracking with today's build. I did tell you guys that we are going to be working on our own Avengers tower. I've watched the Age of Ultron now 3 times at this point, and I was like, yeah, I think I want to build in my own version of the Avengers tower. So basically what I went ahead and did is I built up a little staircase that leads through the woods. I really like the idea of keeping all these trees here because I think that there's something really nice to them. Like it just creates this really cool atmosphere. And then I built out a platform right here, which is pretty massive. I think that it's, from what I recall, it is 11 bricks from each side. So 11 on this side, 11 on this side, not including these 2 central bricks. So obviously that would be 24 across, and I believe 20 along the sides. So that's the length of this entire build, and just kind of giving you guys a heads up there if you would like to build it as well. So with all that being said, of course, we are clearly not going to be able to assemble the whole thing today. That's just unrealistic, honestly. But what we will do is we will try to lay out the first floor, because, of course, this thing is going to be multiple floors. I'm guessing it's going to end up being maybe 4 floors. It could end up being 5 floors. I think that if we go to 5, that may be a little bit too huge and overwhelming, but then again, you never know. We may just go for 5 floors as well. All right, so the bottom half, I want to make, the first floor is going to be square. I know that typically speaking, I would have to build it maybe something like this and chop that off because, of course, the actual tower is more circular in nature. And we may adjust that, but I think for now I'm just going to lay out the actual foundation to be square, and then if we want to make it circular, we can always redesign it. Plus, again, this is our version of the Avengers Tower, which means that it doesn't have to be exactly like the one in the film or the cartoons or the comics. It's our own rendition, and we can make it whatever we want. And that's, of course, the cool part about Minecraft, is that you can just get creative and just come up with your own variations of your favorite things, which is awesome. So that's exactly what we will be attempting to do. So let's see. So we've got our entrance, which would be right here. I'm kind of realizing that this is all going to need to be replaced now that I think about it, right? Because it's going to be floor, and we don't want to have gray floors, do we? Well, actually, we could use carpets to cover it up. So maybe we'll do that. I think we will do that, actually. So that will be a nice little way to work around having this wool there. All right, so now I guess it's time to decide if we want to make this thing circular. If we do, it would have to be something along these lines, right? I think that could work, actually. So let's see. We need to put, is it 2 blocks across? I should have paid attention. Let's see. Okay, so just leaving one gap on the actual side. Okay, got it. Okay, so like this, right? And then we just chop those off. So there we go. We're getting a bit of a nice pattern going all across, which is awesome. And then we just need to eliminate all that. Whoops, fell off the platform there. That's not good. There we go. All right, so there we are. So we've got our somewhat of a round shape going, and I think that it's pretty nice looking, all things considered. And then, of course, what we will do is I think we may go 2 layers high with the quartz bricks, and then after that go glass, because of course a lot of the Avengers Tower is fully glass, so we're going to be using a ton of glass to try to emulate the same kind of look. Did I forget to chop that off? I think I did. All right, so here we are. Just going to go ahead and lay out all this stuff all around here. The back of the actual tower is going to act like a staircase type system as well. So that's just another thing that we need to be concerned with, is to remember that there's going to be basically a ladder climbing system. It's going to look kind of or simulate as if there's an actual like elevator system, but there clearly won't be one because, well, it's just not going to fit in here. All right, so let's see. We're going to use glass. I'm actually thinking, do I want to use regular glass or do we want to use maybe like white stained glass? Because I think maybe white stained glass would look a little bit cooler, no? I think it may look neater. Yeah, I think we're going to go with the white stained glass because I think there's something to it. I think it looks cooler. And we could actually, you know, when we get all the way to the tippity top, which will probably be a few episodes from now, but because it's probably going to take maybe like 1 episode per floor. So if we go for 5 floors or 4 floors, of course, that's 4 or 5 episodes. When we put the actual A up at the top, you know, like how they have the letter A on the building. I'm actually thinking, should I have gone 2 layers right away? Because maybe 2 layers would look cooler. Yeah, I think 2 layers would look cooler. So we're going to come back around and do that real quick. But when we put the A, we actually could make that out of a stained glass as well. Like maybe a blue stained glass or a red one. Ooh, red one or blue one. I don't know. Let me know what colored stained glass you guys think we should use for that. I think that you guys could definitely help me out with that process. Let me know what you guys would prefer to see in that regard. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and power that up. Power that up? What am I talking about? There is no power-ups. What am I talking about? I'm going like Tony Stark into this thing. I'm trying to think. I'm like, let's do some solar-powered things. It'll be brilliant. It would be brilliant, though, if we could put like solar panels and have like electricity and stuff. That would be really sweet. Alright, so there we are. So that's going to be the first floor. It's going to be pretty spacious, as you can see. It's pretty awesome looking. And then, of course, the second floor is going to be capped off with some more quartz. So obviously the next layer is going to be quartzed in. So let's just do 1 layer just to kind of see what it looks like. See if the actual look is something that we like or not. Because, of course, if there's a time to adjust it, right now would be the time. Because we don't want to get to, like, the 3rd floor and be like, yeah, you know what? I don't really like the way it looks. Because that would be a little bit too late. And going backwards at that point is going to be quite a pain. And very, very, very time-consuming, of course. So, was I supposed to chop that block down? Yes, I was. Yes, I was. Okay, I went an extra layer over here by mistake. So there we go. All right, now it looks the same way as the other side, or the opposite side, I should say. Whoops, how did I miss that? There we go. All right, so we've got 2 corners, 2 corners, 2 corners, and 2 corners. All right, I really like this structure. I think it looks awesome. It's going to look absolutely sweet. Imagine like when we're going to be all the way back there, let's say, and then looking over here and you'll see this big, ginormous tower. It's going to look so epic. All right, so now let's start putting a little bit of the cosmetic elements, or kind of more of the decorations and things like that of nature. All right, so we're going to need some doors. So I think that's... where are the doors? Why do I always lose them? There they are. All right, so we're probably going to use the iron doors. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Maybe use some different doors, but I don't know if these look too good. They don't look bad. I'll say that much for them. Let's see. Maybe we could take the weighted pressure plates, and that will add to the actual look of the whole thing. Okay, that's really nice. So we've got pressure plates. It's almost like automatic opening doors, which is great. So that will open up. I think those doors are nice because they're kind of more fancy looking. So I think that fits more of the design and the aesthetics that Mr. Of course, I almost said Bruce Banner by mistake. Mr. Of course, Tony Stark would go for. So with that in mind, I think we're going to kind of carry on by using some carpet here to lay out the foundation of what this looks like. Whoops. Chop that down. Okie dokes. So, I think the way we should have it work is the sides here are going to be, of course, some ladders. So, I'm just thinking the way that we're going to do it is literally just have it go straight off. So, it'll be kind of like that. Just kind of making sure that as you walk in, you'll have like a clear walkthrough right to the ladders. So, basically, this is just going to work as follows. It's going to be... Ooh, actually, I just got an idea. Where's that stained glass? There it is. Okay, so let's see. We need to choose a color that would complement what we have going on right now. So maybe light blue would look kind of nice. If we went with a light blue color. Is this aligned? Nope, it's misaligned, of course. Of course, it's misaligned. There we go. And there we are, right? Is that aligned now? Yeah, okay, just checking. So then, the idea is that this is going to be the actual climbing area. So we'll have the ladders going up against here, which will look awesome, especially because we have this translucent blue glass going through. And I think that will just look absolutely cool. And this thing is going to go all the way up, of course, to every single floor. So it's going to be like way up high. So just to give you an idea, I mean, we're probably talking like up here. Which is crazy. Like, look at that. That is going to be one of the tallest structures we have going on, which is awesome. It's going to look absolutely epic. I can't wait till we arrive at the final product. But then again, it's all about the adventure and not the destination, so to speak. All right, so let's see. And of course, guys, if you have any ideas in terms of using a certain type of material for a certain type of thing, I definitely would love to hear from all of you lovely folks in the comment section below. Like, hey, Blitzwinger, you should use this type of stained glass for maybe windows. Or, hey, this is a really cool technique that I've used before and it worked out really well for me. And you could go ahead and leave that. I would definitely love to hear from you guys. So do not hesitate. Look at those little squiddies down there. Down there is what I meant to say. Of course, they look pretty sweet. All right, so I'm thinking we're going to have the ladders going. So I'm almost thinking, do we want to barricade this off as well to kind of have more of almost like a safety there? And let's see. Oh, whoops. I'm starting to go too fast. Come on. Okay, now we're going too slow. I don't like it. There we go. All right, good stuff. And now back down we go. And once again. Oh, whoops. I went a little too fast there. Come on. We've almost arrived at our final destination. All right, sweet. So, of course, the back of this is going to close in once we do more and more layers, but we have the actual foundation put in place now, which is awesome. So the ladders will just go up here. You'll walk up, and then you're climbing up. And you'll use the other ladder to climb down. So I think that will work. It will look cool as well because it will give it this kind of translucent blue flow that you'll see throughout the whole tower, which will look really sweet. So, with that being said, I think we could have this little carpet going all the way through then. Whoops. Basically, it's going to kind of lead almost right to that particular object. So it'll be like this. Right? And then there we go. So that works. And then here we're probably going to have kind of like a reception person, right? So we need a reception desk. So for that, we're going to need something fancy looking. And again, we got to keep in mind that this is Tony Stark we're talking about. So it's all going to be really epic looking, of course. So let me think. We got to make it... Ooh, I kind of like this. This could look cool. Let's see. Could this look cool as a desk? It's like some sort of granite type desk. And it has to be like a weird shape. So maybe something like this. Like that, right? It's kind of a unique shape there. And then we're going to take some of these that will act like a chair. Boom. Okay, that's great. Now, we need something like this. We need some slabs. I'm actually wondering, what would a stone slab look like on this? It doesn't look too great, to be quite honest. Doesn't look bad by any stretch of the imagination, but looks kind of clunky, to be honest. Okay, I'm almost wondering, would glass look cool with this design? Like if we just went a full glass desk. Right? There we go. Alright, I think that would look cool predominantly because we're going to be able to do something really neat with it where it's all glass, but then on top of it is going to sit some stone slabs or something like that. So it kind of brings the whole thing to life a little more because as much as it looks like a regular desk, I mean, and like a cool desk and unique desk in terms of it being glass, then it's got this like stone countertop. Now, it would be awesome if we had like perfect. I was going to say like a marble or quartz because I think that would look cooler. And we do have a quartz slab, so we are going to go ahead and lay that down because I think that would just look cooler. So there we are. So that's our little reception kind of area. We will... Additionally to that, let's see, are there any decorations that we could put into place that would somewhat stand out? I'm not sure. We could... I mean, putting the armor stands is definitely an idea of mine, like, you know, to have kind of the Avengers or something like that. Like all of their outfits. Like, it would be kind of incredible to maybe have an armor stand. Ooh. Maybe that's what we should do right here. We could have an armor... Okay, I think I just came up with a pretty awesome idea. All right, what if we did this, guys? What if we took... Where's the carpet? Is it in decorations? It is. All right, so what if we took something like this? We took, let's see, 1, 2... So let's put it that over here, let's say. So it would be like this. And then this is going to be an armor set that we will paint. Of course, it's not going to look exactly like the Hulk, but it will be for the Hulk. Then we would take one for Black Widow, one for Captain America, one for Iron Man, one for Hawkeye. I think that may be the only ones that we can actually fit in here. And again, those are kind of the original Avengers. I mean, Thor would be another one that needs to be added. But we'll see. Okay, wait. We'll see if we have any other colors that we could use, because we could fit one more. Just one more additional armor stand. So it'll be one here, one here, one here, and one here. There we are. Look at that. That will look amazing. Look at that. You walk in and you have all of the Avengers costumes. Ooh, okay. I like that idea. I think that's going to look really sweet. So for Thor, I'm not sure. Like, you see, I wish there was like, well, we could use yellow, I guess. Even though I'd prefer like golden or something, like kind of like his armor, you know. He has golden aspects to his armor. But there we go, guys. That's going to look awesome. Once we have the actual outfits on there, I think that will look incredible. Wowzers. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. I think that this is going to look really, really cool. We do need to probably, I'm wondering if we do need to do this, but maybe we should wrap up the surroundings in white carpeting. Okay, I do think that that looks better. I think that the white carpets work, kind of make the colors pop a little bit better. So we're going to go ahead and do that. There we are. Oh man, this is, okay. I'm not trying to brag that this is a great idea, but I really think that it's a great idea. I think it looks really, really cool and unique and colorful and exciting and just really sweet. And again, very fitting with the Avengers. So I think that works quite well. I really hope I didn't forget any of the Avengers, because that would be embarrassing. It's the Hulk, Captain America, Black Widow, Iron Man, of course, Thor, and Hawkeye. So I think that's the entire team there. Of course, now we've got more members like Scarlet Witch and Falcon and such, and maybe we could add them over time over to here. That would be a good idea too. But for now, I think that's going to look awesome. I'm wondering if we're going to have to carpet in everything else as well, because otherwise it just looks a little awkward and strange, right? So I think maybe we're going to have to do that, is to just carpet everything else. I'm almost wondering, do I want to put maybe like a banner next to them as well? Or is that too much? Like, is that going to be overkill or not? Because we could use like green, black. We have all the colors here, so we could use all of them to have a banner next to them. Or, actually, let's see. What if we did the banners like this? We took one of each of the colors that we need. And then... Oh, you can't put stuff onto the carpets. I forgot. Oh, man. I kind of wish that I could do that. There we go. Oh, yeah, that doesn't look too good. That does not look too good. I'm not too keen on the way that that looks. What if we put the banner right behind? There we go. That would look kind of cool, right? Add a little bit of color to the actual walls and such. Okay, I like that. We have blue. We have red. We have yellow. And we have purple. There we go. Look at that. Okay, that looks pretty sweet. It almost looks like the Power Rangers, I'll be honest with you guys. But I think, all in all, it actually looks pretty awesome. I think that it does have a pretty nice look to it, a pretty nice feel to it. So all we have to do now at this point is fill this in. And then we need to come up with something else for the bottom area here. Like maybe something else for this side, obviously. There's something else that could go in here. I'm not sure what exactly I would put here, but maybe like some sort of banner or pictures or something like that. And by banner, I don't mean Bruce Banner. I mean just something else that kind of brings the place to life more. And then again, I also don't want to make it too cluttered because I just don't see the Avengers Tower being a particularly crowded place. So as a result of that, I kind of think that I want to make it pretty open, like not a lot of things all over the place. So I think that's what we're going to go with, is just kind of fill that area in with some other stuff. But for now, I think we've got a pretty good starting point. The only concern I have is maybe, just maybe, to turn this whole central carpet into a darker color, because I just feel like it could look a bit better. I'm wondering if that is a smart idea. Let's see. Or maybe, actually, the way we could do this is the following. We could keep this white, but then we'll take the sides, just to kind of, you know, almost like cut the room in half using the carpets and the colors, so that it's not all just white blank colors. I think that would actually help it come to life a little better. So I think that this may be a pretty good idea, but we'll see right now what it looks like once we have everything in place. You see, so it kind of cuts the room in half and it makes these elements feel a lot more special and unique. So we could do that. And then I guess what we would need to do, I kind of completely disregarded the fact that we need some sort of representation for like S.H.I.E.L.D. or Nick Fury himself. So maybe, and Phil Coulson and the other team. So maybe what we should do is have something like, I don't even know what color, maybe light gray? Because the other colors that you would associate with S.H.I.E.L.D., like maybe bluish, right? But I don't know, I feel like that's going to be a bit of a weird one. We could have this going across, just for symmetrical purposes, really. Alright, whoops. Can I not select that? Okay, sweet. And then banner. Oh, okay. I got concerned that there is no banner that would match that. There we go. All right, so we've got the entire team now lined up. This is awesome. This is absolutely fantastic. So you'll walk in, you'll go in, you're like, boom, you walk in. Whoa, look at this. The Avengers Tower is pretty epic. So there you guys have it. I hope that you guys enjoyed the very first part of our Avengers Tower build. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button, share the video with your family and your friends, and I do indeed hope to see all you lovely folks here for next Sunday's episode. And additionally to that, of course, guys, don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section below and send in your submissions for next week's potential winners, or people who get featured, of course, at the very beginning of the episode with your awesome creations. So tweet those at me over on twitter.com/Blitzwinger. As always, guys, have an absolutely fantastic day, and I do indeed hope to see all you lovely folks here for the next one. Peace out. See you laters, alligators. Bye-bye, everyone.